Good evening. Here's the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Moriri Rebila Lawa. First are the major headlines for the world news. Buhari shelves UK 3, returns to Abuja from Kenya. Adedoyin orders remain in prison as court reserves ruling on bail. Sowore'S lawyer arrested over lawsuits. Army officer rushed to hospital with intimacy gadget stuck in a private path. Sergeant guns down 6 colleagues at police headquarters in Maiduguri. Police prison escapee exchange gunfire in Edo. Lady arrested for defiling a 4-year-old boy. Russia, Ukraine reach agreements on ceasefire. And to sports, Super Eagles announced squad for 2022 World Cup qualifier. And second sports story, Shakhtar Donetsk football coach killed in Russia-Ukraine war. And lastly, the news in detail. The President, Major General, retired on Friday, returned to Abuja after attending the United Nations Environmental Programme in Nairobi, Kenya. This is contrary to the plan contained in an earlier press statement from the presidency stating that the President will proceed to London for a medical checkup after the Kenya program. While in Kenya, the President participated in a special session to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the United Nations body. Buhari said, as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of UNEP's existence, we laud the efforts of UNEP and encourage broader action to overcome climate change, biodiversity, rising levels of pollution and waste being 3 major crises threatening our planet. The President also met with Mr. Ibrahim Thiaw, Executive Secretary of the UN Convention to Combat Desertification UNCCD in Nairobi. During the meeting, Buhari directed collaboration between the Ministries of Environment, Water Resources, Agriculture and Rural Development and power to combat desertification. To the next story. Justice Adepele Ojo of High Court Osogbo has reserved ruling on the bail application for owner of Hilton Hotel and Resort in Ileife, Dr. Rahman Adedoyin and 6 staff over the alleged murder of Master Student of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ileife, Timothy Adegoke. The Nation reports Adedoyin Madeline Chiefuna, Adeniyi Aderoba, Oluwole Lawrence, Oyetunde Kazeem Adebayo Kunle, and Adedeji Adeshola were arraigned and remanded on 11-count charges bordering on murder, conspiracy, felony, amongst others. The case was adjourned to Friday for the agreement of bail for the 7th defendant. The counsel for the defendant, Kunle Adegoke and KK Eleja, argued the former bail application of the 4-6 to 6th defendant, which was opposed by the prosecuting counsel, M.O. Omosun, filed before Justice Ojo. The counsel to the 7th defendant, Adeshola Adedeji, Okon Ita, moved the bail formal application for his client. Ita told the court the case is clearing of the bail application. The 7th defendant has filed a summons for bail. The 7th defendant applicant has brought an application before the court. IB admitted to bail section 34.1, 35.1a and b, 36.5. Exhibit 1 attached to the application is a medical report of the applicant. Exhibit 1 should be admitted as proof of exceptional circumstances to admit her to bail. I urge the court to rule in favor of our application in the most liberal term. The prosecution, M.O. Omosun, responded, "We have filed a counter affidavit to oppose the bail dated March 3rd and filed the same day. 10-paragraph counter written address. It was filed by John Idoko. I urge the court to refuse the bail motion." The presiding justice, Adepele Ojo, reserved a ruling on bail for all defendants on Monday, March 7, 2022. She noted that the hearing of the matter will commence on Monday after ruling on bail. To the next story for the world news. The operatives of the Nigerian Police Force have arrested a lawyer, Abubakar Marshal, of the Falana and Falana Chambers for filing a lawsuit on behalf of human rights activist Omo Yele Sowore against businessman and former lawmaker Ned Nwoko and the security agency. It was gathered that Marshall was traced to his home and forcefully arrested by the security operatives for defending the activist. The officers accused the lawyer of embarrassing the Nigerian government, police authorities, and Nwoko over his action. Sowore, during the week, filed a lawsuit against Nwoko and the Nigerian Police Force over his illegal arrest and detention last Thursday. The activist was illegally arrested by police on the Court of Appeal premises on the alleged orders of a former lawmaker over some trumped-up allegations. Among other things, Sowore also demanded an apology to be published in two reputable national daily newspapers for the violation of his fundamental rights and 200 million naira as damages for the violation of his rights. So another tragic event. In what will come across as a really startling development, an army officer has ended up in a hospital after and afraid for her life after a sex toy got stuck in the vagina. The army officer, who claims to have been stationed away from home for almost a year, was found lying in the hospital bed after a self-love session with a lavender-colored vibrator went horribly wrong. She took to TikTok to share the thing that almost killed her. In a follow-up clip, she explained, "So basically, I am in the military. I've been away from home for almost a year. So for me, being away from home means I've got to make it to do what to do, which is why I bought the toy." She continued, "The toy got like 10 different settings on it. So the first couple of things, I used them like a lot of times. So when one day I just decided to check and just track this whole work right quick. I shouldn't do that because level one, level two, it would be sending me to heaven every single time. I cranked that thing up to level 6, it's a different vibration will lead to suction stains." She said the intimacy gadget sent her to heaven within 3 to 5 seconds. She added, "I'm in heaven and suddenly I realized I can't get it out of me. I tried pulling the toy out and it wouldn't come out. The suction cup was not moving." She was taken to the hospital where the intimacy gadget was removed from her body. The TikToker confessed, "When I came back, I threw that sexy thing away." So another story coming still from the force angle. A police officer simply identified as Sergeant Bello has shot and killed at least 6 mobile police officers in Maiduguri, Borno state capital. The incident happened inside the police college quarters of Borno Police Headquarters in Maiduguri, according to sources. A senior officer, police told correspondent that his errant officer is currently being detained at the State Criminal Investigation Department, SCID. A family source said the police sergeant had a misunderstanding with his wife and neighbors tried to intervene, but he didn't listen. He and his wife have been having issues for some time now, who tried to settle it amicably, but he refused. The wife told her parent that the sergeant assaulted her. She moved her things out of his house. The wife left due to severe maltreatment by her husband. He started shooting and threatened to kill everyone. Unfortunately, he shot people, but 6 mobile officers died and 2 others are currently receiving treatment at specialist hospital. He raced down 2 blocks of 8 rooms in the process and also shot his father-in-law. The effort to get reaction from police proved abortive as the line of the police public relations officers in Borno was switched off at the time of filing this report. Still on the police issues, a prison escapee simply identified as Fidelis Ekata has engaged the police operatives in a gun battle in Edo State. The police command spokesman in the state, SP Kotongos Bello, made this known in a statement obtained by Daily Gist. The deceased suspect was said to have escaped from the Edo State Correctional Center in Benin City during the October 2020 #EndSARS protest. He said the suspect, who had been on the command's wanted list, was sighted somewhere in Uromi town in company of his other gang members. According to Bello, on the 2nd March 2022 at about 10 a.m., operative of Edo State Police Command, acting on credible information that the notorious armed robber, cultist popularly known as Ekata, was sighted somewhere in Uromi town in company of his other gang members. On receipt of the information, the area commander Uromi immediately deployed a team of police operatives to the location. And on sighting the team of operatives, the gang opened fire on them while the team gallantly responded. You are watching the world news from BGI TV, and next to come is coming from Akwa Ibom State. Information reaching Ibom Focus says that a lady arrested for the filing a young boy, a 21-year-old Kenyan woman identified as Eda Wakesho, has been sentenced to life imprisonment for making love to a boy. The 21-year-old, who was a house help in Kiembeni Estate, Mombasa, filmed herself engaging in the act with a minor and all later shared it on a pornographic site to make money. She was slammed with a life sentence for the filing boy and a further 10 years for filming the act on Wednesday, 2nd March, by the senior resident magistrate Florence Macaria. According to the investigating officer, the accused is part of a child pornography syndicate that collaborated with a rogue house to abuse children and film the act. The woman in her defense said that she innocently accepted a friend request from Facebook and was introduced to a page where people post nude photos and videos. She said that she was recruited into the syndicate with the promise of being paid a lot of money. The minor's mother got a video recording of the heinous deed via a foreign cell phone number, according to the court. So another story which is coming from the foreign scene. Ukrainian and Russian negotiators have struck some ceasefire agreements as the battle between the two countries enters its 9th day. On Thursday, Russia and Ukraine met for the second time near the Belarusian border, agreeing to address a number of humanitarian concerns. During the negotiations, representatives from the two countries agreed to a temporary ceasefire to allow residents to be evacuated and relief to be delivered to regions where there has been heavy fighting. Mykola Podolyak, one of the Ukrainian officials and a presidential advisor, said the second round of ceasefire talks had not delivered the outcomes Kiev had hoped for. He said that both sides had agreed to meet again sometime next week to continue the peace talk. To our great regret, we did not get the result we were counting on, Podolyak said, according to Belta, a Belarusian news agency. From that story, we'll go straight to the sports story. Nigerian football team, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, have announced their squad to face the Black Stars of Ghana in this month's World Cup qualifiers. Super Eagles released the squad in a post via their Instagram account on Friday morning. The first leg will take place on March 25th in Ghana, and the second leg will take place in Nigeria, March 29th. Set the Super Eagles squad to face Ghana below: goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, Francis Uzoho, Daniel Akpeyi; defenders William Ekong, Kenneth Omeruo, Leon Balogun, Olaino, Semi Ajayi, Seidu Sedusi, and Shehu Abdullah. Midfielders Wilfred Ndidi, Joe Aribo, Frank Onyeka, Akinkunmi Amao. Forwards Ahmed Musa, Moses Simon, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Sadiq Umar, Kelechi Iheanacho, Emmanuel Dennis, and Ademola Lookman. Standby Chidozia Wazim, Jomilu Collins, Chidera Ejuke, Taiwan Woni, Paul Onuachu, Peter Olayinka, and Ogenye Onezi. And to the second sports story before we call it to wrap on the world news this hour. The coach of Shakhtar Donetsk Football Club has been killed in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Ukrainian professional football Shakhtar Donetsk confirmed that the youth coach has died defending Ukrainian sovereignty. Fighting in Ukraine has been taking place for 8 days following Vladimir Putin's call for a special operation to demilitarize and denazify the country, a justification dismissed by Kiev and the West as propaganda. One of our employees was killed. He was the children's coach, confirmed Shakhtar CAO, saying in panicking on Thursday evening he was hit by a fragment of the Russian bullet. Shakhtar are one of the country's biggest clubs and currently sit 2 points clear at the top of the table. The league has now been postponed indefinitely. The news comes 2 days after Football's Global Players Association, FIFPro, announced the forced football casualties of the conflict, with 2 Ukrainian footballers dying defending their country. That was the world news from BGI TV, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Buhari Michel's UK trip returns to Abuja from Kenya. Adedoyin others remain in prison as court reserves ruling on bail. We also brought to you Sowore'S lawyer arrested over lawsuits. Army officer rushed to hospital with intimacy guards talk in a private park. Sergeant guns down 6 colleagues at police headquarters in Maiduguri. Another story again, police prison escapee exchange gunfire in Edo. Lady arrested for making love with a boy. And to foreign story, Russia, Ukraine reach agreement on ceasefire. And from sports, Super Eagles announced squad for 2022 World Cup qualifier. And the second story coming from sport on a disappointing angle. Shakhtar Donetsk football coach killed in Russia-Ukraine war. For more updates on YouTube, the update is coming from. You need to subscribe and click on the notification bell for more updates. And